break from the podcast last week. So this week, we're going to be doubling up. We have Asta with his new union form type mana zone, the comparison of Morgan and Asta, the clash between the Devils and Asta, the reaction of Lilith after Naman's defeat, Lilith taking control of Naman's body, Asta's overwhelming power, and those two silhouettes at the very end of the chapter. And stay until the end because later we're going to talk about what's actually going to happen in the next chapter. Everyone, welcome to Otaku International's podcast. I am Ike Senpai. Welcome to this week's Black Clover chapter 288 and 289. Here with me hosting today, we have Kiwi-Chan, Soul, and a special guest, Chili. We're also going to rate this entire chapter 1 out of 10. We have a live Q&A about the chapter. And then we're going to go open the chat for any questions that you guys want to ask. Please keep your questions until we say to post them. And before we start, join our Discord, be a part of our Otaku family, all right? We talk almost about all animes, mangas, manhwas, and just anything you can really think of. It's a toxic-free area, great people from all around the world. So here we go. Let's get this started. Now, Asta's union form, kind of like mana zone thing. I don't know exactly what's going on with it. It's kind of everywhere for him, but it looks absolutely awesome. What do you think about it, Kiwi? This new union like mana zone thing.
Honestly, what I think about it is he's more OP. If you think about it, he cancels everything and it's just ridiculous. You could basically, if the world's is like all around the world is basically like mana, he can cancel it with no problem. And it's crazy how someone can do that, you know? So I think it's a lot crazier.
Definitely. Yeah, it really is really a lot crazier. It's just I really didn't ever see him having Monozone this so soon and him being able to develop and use it. Soul, what do you think about it?
What do I think about it? There is a counter to it, I think. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to be dark magic because we normally see devils or people like that actually, dodging the dark magic instead of taking it, because that is the actual counter to it. But if I had to compare him to any other, captains, I would say that he basically have the chance of a tie with them.
Oh, okay.
But the captains that I see him not having a tie are Jack, which is basically like Yummy that can adapt to Asta's movements and basically be OP as even more than Asta, as we've seen in a couple of chapters ago. Mm-hmm. And Yummy, obviously, it's Yummy after all, so
yeah.
Yummy is Yummy.
He's a badass.
Yeah. For the ground, could be a tie.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, Miranona is Miranona, so there's no... she's even more OP than Yummy, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Chili, what do you think about this? This new monozone type thing that he has. I don't know if they actually really said it was monozone or not. I'm pretty sure they didn't. But it definitely looks like some sort of monozone. What do you think, Chili?
I think regardless of what's going on, he is really OP now because even Noct was like, okay, he's gonna be our trump card with beating this, and then he just swoops in and cuts the hand when like no one's done damage. Like, come on now.
Exactly. He's just now with this new form, the new union form with him and his devil. He's just he's just ripping through everything, and the way he just took down Naman like that, it just doesn't. It's blowing my mind right now, really. So moving on to the next one, we have the comparison of Morgan and Asta. So we kind of get into this point where Morgan's looking at him and is just remembering his brother because of everything he says, the things he reacts to and stuff. And what do you think about this little touching moment or this feel moment, Chili?
So what I think about it is like he compares the two so much, but it's kind of ironic how his brother was like light magic and was like representation of all good, and then Asta's representation of all good, but has anti-magic devil powers, and he's like, wow, you're definitely not him, but I respect you like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's. I think it's one of those touching moments that you have that he keeps having that resemblance and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. How about you, Soul?
If I had to compare, well, let's see. Well, the thing
What do you
is
think
about
the moment?
the moment. Oh, but the moment. Well, you see, the moment of Asta actually having the comparison of the two is really ironic, as they said.
Mm-hmm.
You have to compare him to Nicked, which is basically soul magic. I believe that they are basically the same. Because the ways Asta is doing things is what Nick and the first Wizard King wanted to do things. But Asta is taking it to a different level, as we've seen right now with the new chapter.
Okay. So like the big difference between him and Morgan and stuff like that, and him remembering it. His I think it's that big personality spectrum is what he's talking about, like wanting to do good and stuff.
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty cool how they kind of tied that together continuously, kind of like adding more to Nox, why Nox is who he is and stuff like that, why he reacts like that. I think it's pretty cool. Kiwi, what do you think about this moment with Nox looking back of the actions of Asta, kind of reminding him of Morgan?
I think I think he has regrets since after what happened, and I felt like he has regrets, and honestly, like he's thinking that who's this boy? Like, why why is this boy so familiar to my brother? And he's shocked because he sliced. But
he just took his hand off like that.
But in a way, but yeah. So that's why I was like, it was cool. I was hyped in the beginning, but I'll talk to you about what I meant later. But yeah.
Oh yeah. We're moving on to the next topic. The clash between Asta and the Devils. Oh my god. Like I know Asta's overpowered and stuff like that. He's absolutely overpowered, and just seeing these higher tier devils fighting him with all this magic going everywhere, and like kind of like the way they look down on him and stuff like that. This whole scene, it's just absolutely crazy. It's literally him negating magic and them just firing all these crazy attacks. Like it's very overwhelming. What did you see when you saw this moment? Like, how did this moment feel when you reacted to it?
I was like, honestly, it's not. I don't know. I wasn't as hype as I was when yeah. I because for me, I was more hype with the craziness in One Piece, and then you have here like same kind of thing, and I'm like, okay.
But you're still coming down from the high from One Piece, so when this action happens, you're like, oh man. I see what you mean. You know what? Chili, what do you think about this fight scene? Everything that's going on, powers just mixing in, Asta kind of like negating attacks and stuff like that. When you first read this part, what did you think about this fight scene?
I was astounded because they literally underestimated him.
Yeah.
And he just comes in and just like does his black hurricane and everything. And they decided to go into like a mist form or something. And he just pulls out his demon destroyer and they're like, wait, what? and then Asta comes out of nowhere with his demon slayer sword and just slashes him. I was like, what just happened?
Oh my god, yeah. This
like,
fight.
I was like, the fight just started and he took one of them out.
Yeah, this part of the fight was absolutely crazy. And you know what? One of the things that kind of set up the fight too is the way the demons or the devils are even talking about him. Like they just kind of come in and they're just the entire time they're looking down on him, even though he just got his hand chopped off. He's still looking down on Asta like he's just nothing. even got Libe laughing. So what do you think about this fight moment? Like everything that's going on, just all these powers is mixing up and going crazy.
Well, the best comparison that I can give you to this is actually pretty ironic because remember the first scene that we've seen the first time, the entire Magic Knights actually around and looking down on Asta, and the rest because they couldn't take out the diamond soldier, basically. That is basically what's going on here. Everyone just looked down on not having magic whatsoever. And then Asta just go back there and said, I'm sorry. What did you say to me? I have no mana and I cannot do anything? Bet.
Yeah.
Bet. And then we show you. That's the best.
While you do that, I kind of want to add into it that honestly, I was trying to get off to the hype thing, but the reason is that I got turned off by the thing is that I love Asta when he talks about his bad moments, but he's still as naive as it is because the reason I mean is that this is a situation where both demons and they're crazy powerful. You don't know how much this will affect. And the crazy part is when I was reading the chapter, I was like, what are you talking about? Like you compliment how badass the demons are, and then you were like, and then after you comment of how badass they are, right? And then say, oh, I wish I can feel them. You're so cool. I'm like, do you say that to your enemy? Like, hey, you're so badass. I'm like,
you're still in the middle of a fight.
You're in the middle of the fight. I'm like, what? It's like, you're so awesome, so cool. Like, do you say that to your enemy? Like, I'm like looking at him like, this is a creature from. He's not a human. They're not human. They don't have compassion. But then they said, oh, okay. You want to know my magic? They pull out a giant ass, look like a globe of a planet or a freaking meteor. And then I'm like,
we're actually gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay, I'll save my rants, but I'm saying like.
Which I want to follow up on that. You know what? At the end of the part of this chapter, just Asta, he showed so much like progression. Yeah. He showed a lot of progression. He didn't just get this form. That the form wasn't just there for the anti-magic. This form amplified everything about him. He's matching these guys in speed and strength, and he's going toe to toe with some of the two highest tiers. And it's crazy how they're just swinging at each other and fighting. And like I like that final moment at the end where he takes his sword and he's like, and no more powers for you. He just stops her powers. It's just like that. Stops her powers, and it just slices Naman. Just wrecks him. Like that part right there, I was like, whoa, like it's like it's just going way too easy for him with this demon form, or with this union form, demon union form. Oh yeah, moving on to the next one. After Asta goes ahead and he slices Naman like it's nothing, we're gonna talk about this weird reaction Lilith has, which kind of makes sense because they're all devils. But the reaction of Lilith after Naman's defeat, it's I don't know, like it's a little like she said earlier, like he's fighting monsters. The way these people talk and stuff like that. So what do you think about her reaction?
But like I would have like she go, oh, okay, so this boy doesn't sense mana, and then she go flying over, send a freaking meteor. I'm like
so what do you think about this reaction, the reaction of Lilith and Naman's defeat?
With the reaction, honest, as I said before, because now we see the demons actually somewhat having emotions. We saw that they actually took lightly of Asta and stuff like that. Then we have the moment where, oh, this guy's not. I have to take this seriously. Sorry, but I'm going to take your powers away as well. So we'll just become one. Like they had to take all out against Asta, which
yeah, I see exactly what you mean about that one. It was very kind of like, it kind of made sense for her to do that, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Like the most action thing to do, because regardless of you being close to the devil, you have to do everything you need to do to win. And in that case, it was the emerging.
So on that, Kiwi, what do you think about this moment? Kind of like this unsympathetic moment of Lilith looking upon Naman after he gets defeat.
She doesn't really care if her brother dies. She's like,
there's like just absolutely no remorse, right?
No remorse. I was like, oh, it's okay. You're gonna be part of me. It's one of those quotes in the last movie of Naruto. Not Naruto, but Boruto. I mean, and it was like that guy's like, oh, you're gonna be part of me, and he swallowed that guy up. It's kind of just like that.
Oh,
yeah, it's just kind of like that.
He kind of just treats him as fodder, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Treated him like, like, okay, you're gonna be part of me. You're gonna make me strong. Might as well combine with me.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean right there. How about you, Chili? What do you think about this moment? This moment of her kind of like no remorse type feeling.
I find it just plain creepy. She's literally like looking at her twin brother, like, "Oh, you got cut in half." He's like, "That's okay." I mean, demons, they only value power and their status, really. So the fact that her brother died, she's like, "Oh, you died. Guess I get to take your power now and be stronger than everybody else."
I know, and I see what you mean. I see what you mean right there, because you know what, like the way she even like looks at him, it doesn't even faze her. That's one of the biggest things that kind of like they're setting the personality levels apart from humans and the devils, which is weird because you still have like Nox devils, you have Asta's devil, and so like their complete personalities, of course, some are subdued and the other one's a best friend to Asta now. So with the comparison of these guys and the way they talk to each other and treat each other, it kind of shows why Libe was kind of in that mode of like depression and stuff. It shows what all those demons, like it kind of really shows their true face and stuff and their non-humanitarian type actions. It's very interesting how they added that into this. Now Lilith taking control of Nama's body. Dude, just this part right here when she just absorbs it and takes in every moment of it and just becomes a super badass looking devil, man. Like this part right here, I was like, oh man, here comes
Honestly, I'm not gonna I find it very creepy.
Yeah, what do you think about this moment, Kiwi? Just this fusion between the two? Is this gonna make Lilith like? Is this gonna put Lilith upon a higher level than Asta now, or is this gonna kind of separate them? What do you think about this moment?
Honestly, it's not gonna change the same. I mean, Asta's Asta. He can cancel magic. So
Yep.
to be honest, I don't really think it's matter if she goes combination. If Asta get that giant sword and slice him over, she slices that thing. It's not gonna.
It's pretty much not gonna matter, right?
Better. Yes, it's badass to make them put together, but it's not gonna affect anything. If he did that to his brother, why not Asta use his giant demon slayer sword? And
I see what you mean, Kiwi. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's crazy. It's absolutely this moment, the fusion and stuff like that.
Like, listen, it makes it really cool. Yes, I get it, cool and intimidating. But when you have Asta in his union form, it just breaks reality. It just don't make sense. That's why I feel like, yeah, he has time limit, but at the same time, if he can beat Lilith within the time that before he runs out, then that means that there's no point,
There's no point to what though?
There's no point for her to literally combine with her brother if Asta's just gonna
eat her. I see what you mean. I see what you mean there. I think it's crazy. This fusion form, her fusing together. We don't necessarily know if it really. I think Nock talked about it, but we don't really know if it actually times 10 their power or 5 their power or whatever it is. Nope. We don't know if she's faster now, stronger now. We do know she has more powers. That we do know, but we don't know if it really improved in that strength spectrum. Because Asa's still pretty freaking strong for an average person. Doesn't even make sense how strong he is. So what do you think about this union form? Is this gonna make Lilith, I guess on par with Asta now, or what? What do you think about this?
Well, in terms of the magic, say I know yes, because it has some kind of boost. Because if you think about it, it's going to make the fire and ice to one match. It has to have some kind of a way to freeze the physical contact, but not the black tornado or anything like that Asta has. And also that fusion right there, I'm gonna hate me for this, but it kind of reminds me of Fuse Zamasu.
Of what?
Fuse Zamasu from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this guy thought that fusing would actually help, and nope. Especially in the manga.
That's hilarious.
Especially in the manga, because in the manga it was even worse.
I know what you mean, man. You know what? This fusion mode and everything going on. Chili, what do you think about this fusion mode, man? Like, what do you think about what's going on in this moment?
So, to be honest, I feel like she could probably put up a decent fight with Asta now, because before they were completely underestimating him, and then he just takes one of them out. So, like, they're going to be more cautious now, and I think that's why, like, they went full strength and threw that planetary thing right at him. Like, they're scared of it. They're not really scared, but they're actually taking him more seriously now.
So, yeah, you're so right about that. Now they see what Asta actually has and what he can actually do, and so they're not going to take him like he's negating magic. She definitely just saw him just sap all the magic just like that, and they're like, oh crap. So like I see exactly what you mean about that. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, especially just little big planetary like attack. Oh man, that planetary attack it would destroy everything. It would if it wasn't for Asta, it would probably destroy everything. I actually want to talk about a little small moment. little
yeah.
small moment real quick.
You forget
right?
the black wolves.
You brought it up. Kiwi, you brought this up earlier.
Yeah, the black wolves.
Yeah. You brought this up earlier. It's a little small part. It's Asta screaming at the devils. All right. He's like that's something extremely great, but I can't sense any magic power, so I don't have a clue. Like this. Asta in this moment, like I cannot believe him. He literally just says what he thinks. Well, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys actually think about this right here? This Asta's outburst and the way he's responding to all that's going on. Chili, what do you think about this response?
I don't know.
First of all, I was like, no, like. Usually I don't know.
Let's get Chili to let's get Chili to answer. Go ahead, Chili.
Okay, so honestly, I felt like he was like trying to like somewhat praise Lilith, because you got to think, Asta, every time he fights someone, he looks at them as like an equal. So he's like, yeah, you're probably awesome and all, but I can't sense magic. And Lilith just comes out of nowhere, just flexes on him.
That is so. You're so right. He says that, and Lilith just kind of grins. She's like, "Hi, bruh," and then she just starts like just fire and brimstone and like ice just floating after that. How about you, Sol? What do you think about this outburst of him?
To be honest, well, at the beginning of the fight, it was like, "Do not touch our vice captain. Do not." Who dare touching the vice captain? And suddenly Asta is like, "Oh, you're pretty strong. I should take it seriously." But sorry, I cannot sense magic whatsoever. So it's my, I think that you're strong, but I cannot sense you. I'm sorry.
it's I think it's one of those comedic moments that Asta just really needs.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, to me, like I feel like he can't feel intimidating. So what he saw, like, oh, that's cool.
He's like shiny.
Like it's like one of those things that you think, oh, that's so cool, and then but I don't know, like, should I be scared? Like he's
I have something for this. So I think the reason Asta reacts like this in the first place is because I don't think he sees these devils as just devils.
Yeah.
He sees them as he looks at his devil.
Yeah.
He sees all these devils as if he would look at what is his name again?
Levi.
Levi, there you go. Lebe, because it means love. Lebe, the way he looks at Lebe, I think he's looking at them in the same way. Yeah, he's fighting them and stuff like that, but he's also he always has that respect for the people that he fights unless they bring on something that he shouldn't respect. And clearly it shows that he's respecting their power. So I think that's where this whole thing is coming from. I think it's pretty interesting. I think what he's doing there, what actually the writer is putting in here is kind of like, this is how Asta is. He has that equal respect for everyone that he goes up against.
That's more of
pretty cool, actually.
That's more a human reaction type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, moving on to that, from that, Asta's overwhelming power. So the reason I'm saying overwhelming power, right, because I want to put that into context. I'm saying overwhelming power because Homeboy just makes his sword absolutely huge. And now he's about to hit this big ball of fire and ice, just like he did in like the first 2 episodes with what's the name's Fireball over in the Black Bulls.
Magna.
In Magna.
Yeah. With his Fireball. I think it's just crazy. What do you think about this, Kiwi? About this moment where it just literally shows him just baseball batting it?
It's just like a reference to the I think 6th episode, isn't it? That when he first joined the Blackpool, and so it's kind of like a reference that he knows what to do with that, deflecting it back. But honestly, I want to see a giant deflection ball.
Oh no.
Oh wow. So, what do you think about this moment, man? What do you think about Asta kind of like just this super huge sword, and he's just going to batting practice? What do you think about this moment?
I have actually 2 words to say.
Uh-huh.
Full counter.
hmm
Full counter. That's it.
Full count. Is that what you're saying? You're saying it's
Yeah.
like 7 deadly sins moment. Oh man, full counter.
No, he's referencing My Hero.
No, you're talking about 7 deadly sins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the full counter, freaking when you attack him, he's able to counter everything. Yeah, oh man, I'm
Yep.
done.
And the return attack.
That is so funny. What do you think, Chili? What do you think about this moment?
I think it just like symbolizes his progression because we saw before him extending his sword, and that was just with the anti-magic from the devil that was leaking.
Yeah.
Now that he's got full-on
Yeah.
Uni mode, his sword is massive, and it's going back
Right.
to the roots, back from whenever he
Okay.
hit the fireball from Magna. So I think it's just like a show of how much he's grown over this period
Yep.
of time.
Yeah, definitely. It really has shown just the growth of Asta. And you know what? On top of the growth of Asta that it shows, it also shows that his character didn't change.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
he is as a
absolutely.
person has not changed, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Because a lot of times with a lot of animes that we watch, as they go through their journey, sometimes you see a little bit of a
They
change.
change.
in them.
Yeah.
And it literally shows he's the same person because he's doing the same attack. That's absolutely awesome. Moving to this next part, you know what? The silhouettes in this final scene. I know who they are. Okay, I know who they are. Why do you think they're bringing them up now? All right, Kiwi, what do you think about this moment? Why they're bringing these silhouettes up and stuff like that?
Because it's time to get the Black Bulls to get on the
Yeah,
go.
yes, it is. I am absolutely excited for the Black Bulls to come into the scene, man. Like, I know Noel's there, I know Luck is there, but guess
But come
what?
on.
I want everyone else to be in here. I want to see the Black Bulls freaking tear it up. What do you think,
Vanessa.
Sol? What do you think about this
I
moment?
mean, don't forget they basically did a training, so you never
Oh,
know.
yeah.
They might.
Better, stronger, so much stronger. Go ahead, Sol.
What I think that is going to happen is that either one, Zoa is going to use his black magic with Magna's fire magic, because if you remember in the tournament arc, Magna lost. I actually gave him tips of how to manage to somewhat control his magic. So what I think happened is that somehow both of them managed to make contact with each other. Either Magna was training and Zoa managed to find him and train him,
yeah.
or the Magna actually went to Zoa and asked him for help, since we actually saw him going frustrated. So it can be either going these 2 ways, but I actually want to see Vanessa.
I see what you mean, man. I see what you mean. You know, honestly, as they enter Zora and Magna, because they've been gone for a bit. They've been gone for a long bit. So, man, what can they do now? Now that they've introduced them and stuff like that, I wonder what they can actually do. How much stronger are they actually?
Fire and trap magic.
Yeah, fire and trap magic. Let's see what they can do now. Maybe I know he's not going to be anywhere near Meliota, but
Yeah,
what do you think about this, Chili? What do you think about the silhouette moment? Kind of like bringing them in at the final moment. What do you think this is gonna do?
I feel like it's gonna try to be like a game changer in a way, but I've never really looked too high on Magna, only because let's be honest, he couldn't handle the training in the Heart Kingdom. But Zoro, I mean, he's my guy right there. I love him. So I feel like yes, Zoro's going to be improved dramatically because before in the Elf arc, he literally was bouncing multiple spells back at the elves, and that like was a serious thing. And I mean, if you add like all the Black Bulls together, doing a combined attack and then using Zoro to bounce it back, I think it would probably be like a Black Bull destroying the enemy kind of thing to make more praise for them.
Like
Yeah,
manga is.
I think this is a great moment. I think this is the moment. I talked about this before. I
Yeah.
wanted the Black Bulls to come in here and just literally be like, "Where our captain at?" I literally wanted them to come in. I wanted them to do that, and this is their final moment to do that.
Because honestly, like Magna honestly respects Yami the most, even though the others seem to respect him. Magna seemed the most closest one to Yami.
That's
Yeah.
true.
In a sense of a father to son.
Oh yeah, because coming from his town, he didn't really like he
Yeah,
kind of came.
didn't had any
He fit that
someone
role.
that's yeah.
He was looked at as a punk just like Yami was, because Yami was
Yeah.
a corner.
Delinquent. He has the slip back here, the little delinquent, the what is it, the Japanese delinquent look.
Hey, at Magma School?
Huh?
Magma is cool? I love Magma.
Moving on from this, we're gonna go to we are gonna rate this 1 out of 10. I want you guys to be as descriptive as possible. Kiwi, what would you rate this chapter? Or actually, both chapters. What would you rate both chapters?
The first one, I would have to rate it 10 out of 8.
8 out of 10? Okay.
And then
Really?
the other one would have to be 10 out of 6.
Okay. All right. What? Really? The second one? Okay, why? Why for these?
First of all, I got turned off by Asta. That's one thing. And second of all, it was unnecessary to put them together. I just felt like, I don't know, it wasn't the thing that I like. But one thing that bounced back was because of, like, I guess he sees his brother. But other than that, like, the chapter is decent, but I would not go with 8 out of no. I'll have to go to 10 out of 6.
I think you're still coming off that high from freaking One Piece. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So what do you think out of this? 1 out of 10 for both chapters. What do you think? What are you gonna rate these?
On the first one, I would have to say 7.5 to 8.
7.5, 7.58 out of 10?
Yeah.
Diesel agrees with me.
Well, it is actually kind of in somewhat like, what is it, in confusion with me, because I'm still debating on where to place it. But if I had to place it like overall as a chapter of everything that happened so far, the first one, I would give it 8. General, like
okay. So
as for the one, I would have to give it, honestly, 9 to 10 out of 10.
Nice. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. Someone's not coming off a One Piece high. That's why. You know what? That's interesting. I actually, honestly, I'm probably gonna rate in that section too. Chili, how about you? What do you rate these two chapters individually? And describe it if you can.
Okay, so for 288, I want to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Only for the simple fact is because they were not taking him serious at all, and because of that, wrecked them. And I mean, yes, it's great. I love how everything has been put up. How he like literally just demolishes them. And the only reason why I gave it a 7.5, that extra half, was because he just full on sliced him at the end.
Oh,
that extra half. I'm like, oh.
That's exactly why I gave it the same like number.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And the second one?
And the second one, 289, I give that one 8.5 because I absolutely love it. He literally scared him, and since he took out the one, they both fused together, and they're like, all right, we got to take you seriously now. So
Yup.
and then the whole comedy thing, whenever Asta's like, yeah, you must be awesome and all, but I can't feel magic, and they're like, flex.
That is the flex. I see what you mean. You know what? That's awesome. That's awesome because, like, honestly, in my point of view, for all this, for the first one, I guess I looked a little deeper into it when we were talking about him fighting him and stuff like that, and over to the scene of Noct when he's thinking about Asta and stuff. And I think it's good that we threw that moment in there. We're not just doing all hype, but we're also connecting those personal feelings in there too. And then pushing on to him fighting them, man, it was absolutely awesome. And then that final moment at the end where he just gets rid of all their powers and just yeets Namon right through him. Oh man, that moment right there was good. For me, I actually wanted to rate that. I wanted to rate that 8 out of 10. I wanted to rate that one 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10 because that yeet moment.
Also, may I add one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you see, the thing in the fight is that what's good is that he tried to use the same tactic against Dante, which did not work whatsoever. Now we just clapping demons, which are devils, which are way stronger than Dante.
Yeah, that is true.
And we see him using the moves back to back.
That's kind of the only thing he has. He's just brute strength with sword skills. That's all it really is.
The fact that they're showing it back to back like this with no problem, and they still managed to keep up with someone that's stronger than Dante, means that he did way more training than anyone else.
Okay, I see you. You know what? I think my rate for the second one, I thought this one was, I think it's kind of like a moment of them telling us what we're going to deal with. What we're,
obviously.
This is, like I said before, I think the last chapters before the last podcast we did, I was talking about the moments of what they're kind of like giving our expectations for the rest of Devils. And I think them introducing the factor of, Asta just yeeting this dude and Lilith just looking at him and just being like, all right, I guess I'm just going to take your powers and become stronger. Showing that they're like the kind of like the humanity there is not, there's no humanity there whatsoever. Nope. There's no remorse whatsoever. And so that's what we're going to be seeing later on as well. And we're going to be able to see this manipulation of power. The way she was able to just take Namon's power and use both of them like it was nothing. I think that mixed in with the symbolic moment at the end with Magna. I think
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of the same too in a sense.
Let me put out my rate first. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 9 out of 10, and I'm rating high mostly on the moment because they gave us more information on what we're going to deal with on top of the attack. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm going to rate it really high. Now we know what we're going to expect to see. We're going to expect to see high powers. We're going to expect to see possible fusion and cannibalism of other devils. And we're going to see also on top of that, just the lack of empathy, the lack of remorse. We're going to see a lot of that. And I think this is really setting up this whole arc to be even bigger than what we thought it would be. Go ahead, Kiwi, what you were saying.
I would say that it's kind of the same what you're saying that about how there's no remorse out of all of them, and it makes it feel like they're, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it feels like
they're devil.
No. It makes it feel like
no better than Pearson.
That Asta can change what their rate is, just like with Libe.
Yeah.
Who they are, changing who they are and stuff like that. Because what was it? Demon Slayer. Every demon he fights and stuff like that. At the very end, he kind of has this empathy for them for the things that they go through. Is that what you mean? That it's not gonna work or it is gonna work? Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Moving on. All right, big part. I know everyone's gonna want to hear this. What's going to happen in the next chapter?
Ooh.
Now, with the way they ended it here, the way they put all this action in and stuff like that, they're not gonna build this up, and then we're not gonna see nothing. Like there's something that's gonna be after. So, Chili, what do you think is gonna happen in this next chapter?
Let's see. What I think would be that since Lilith is knowing like more of the capabilities of what Asa's done, I think she's going to try to run out his time, because if you look at the beginning of 288, he literally screams out he's wasted a minute and he's only have 4 left. So
Yeah.
he pretty much gave away vital information.
Asta.
Yeah. So I mean, I think she's gonna just try to draw it out, but then again, I also feel like if she's not fast enough or faster than Asta, Asta's gonna like wipe her away. It's gonna be like a one-sided thing if she can't like hold out long enough.
Yep. Exactly. What do you think, Soul?
Well, what I think is, for the time being, they're going to continue the fight. Like they're going to show some of what happened because they need to show what exactly happened before the climax. Because as Black Clover did the actual series as for anime go, they really need to show us how much the character have grown for the actual story, because if they just end the fight right here and there, it would be like, what happened to the other characters?
Yeah.
How did they get along? How did they how there's no reason to do this without any kind of backstory. So that's why I said earlier that maybe Magna and Zoa did it.
Yeah, I see what you mean on that one. Wow. I'm excited. I'm excited for this next part. Kiwi, what do you think is going to happen in the next part of this chapter?
Honestly, I'm not gonna. I liked more character flashbacks.
Yeah.
You want more character flashbacks?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I did not know more about a certain someone, so
yeah,
I feel like we need to get more, especially with the other one, like Lilith.
Oh, you want history on Lilith and all them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So that's why I feel like it's better, and how it works, and I feel like with the Black Bulls coming, I feel like they could help their vice captain as much, but I don't know if they're running out of time, because is there like a time limit? Because I was hoping.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, each level platform of gate is opening as they
time. They need to hurry up before things get chaotic. I wanted to know when the risk and stuff like that coming, so that's why.
I know what you mean. I think me saying what this next chapter is going to be, I still think he's going to continue fighting, but now it's going to be out in the open. So now everyone's going to be able to see him fighting Lilith, like in the sky or something. And so everyone's going to see this new Asta form. I hope that's what they do. And as they're doing that, hey, maybe Asta last second, because he's been fighting Lilith for so long, maybe his powers die out. Maybe his powers finally die out and he's about to get struck by Lilith, but then the rest of the Black Bulls come to the rescue. I just saying, I would like to see that. Definitely in these next chapters. This next chapter, I think this next chapter is going to be him. It's going to be him fighting out in the open and him running out of time.
Just have Yunos rescue him.
No, you better no. You're not coming in and rescuing him. No, he's got his own battle.
He's busy right now with Langley's fighting.
Yeah, he's busy right now.
Speaking of that, I wonder
technically,
how's that.
he technically rescued Asta many times, so I would say you know.
But it's also vice versa.
Yeah,
Asta's
that is
rescued
vice
him.
versa too. That is true. Hey guys, now we're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open the chat open. We're gonna open it up for Q&A about this chapter. If you guys have any questions, post your questions in the comments or right there in the live stream. Tell us what are some questions you have about this chapter. And on that, actually, I have a little something for you guys while we wait on everyone to post those questions. Did you guys realize Asta's chest?
Yes, I
Yes.
saw it. I was like, oh,
The little symbol and stuff like that. Did you guys notice that?
I did.
The little time clock that's going off. Is it me or is that a Clover?
It looks like a clover, but then again,
Yeah,
it's got spikes.
You said it's got spikes.
right?
Yeah, so if you look at it, it's kind of like his headband, and
Mhm.
it like the rest of his armor, it's got like that. Is like his own personal
Yeah.
symbol.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a little small thing that I saw, and like as he was fighting, you could see the little dot fill up every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's filling up or it's dissipating. I don't know.
He has 5 minutes, and there's 5 things, so maybe that
Yeah.
represents the
Makes
time.
sense.
5 Clovers. That's very interesting. Super interesting. Hey, very quick, if you guys have questions about anything,
They have
post it in the
a
chat.
question.
Oh, questions? Go ahead. Pull the questions up.
Okay. This question from Kyoko. She
Mhm.
said, "What do you think of Asta's union? Can it be evolved too?"
Oh, as in like what it
Ooh.
can be evolved into? Wow. What do you
Like
guys
it can
think?
be evolved into more.
Yeah. We'll start off with Soul. So what do you think about that? What do you think it can be? What more can it evolve into?
What can it be involved more? Well, seeing how him and Lib are basically almost as close as Naruto and Kurama, they would probably kind of a somewhere in between Mana Zone. I don't want to say Mana Zone because anti-magic, and we don't know if Asta even has magic because of Libre. Because for all we know, Asta himself has magic, but Libre actually cancels his own magic. So I cannot say if it's going to, but I would have to say that it's going to be Union Mana Mode in some form of a way. I think that's how it's going to be named.
Interesting. What about you, Chili? What do you think is gonna what do you think about this one? What do you think it's gonna evolve into?
Well, so what I think is they are at most they're going to be able to progress the time limit that they have with each other. But the only thing that's like on the back of my mind is Libe didn't have magic either when he was a kid, and because of his intense like desire to actually be able to take revenge, he manifested anti magic. So who's to say that Asta couldn't like manifest something of his own? And if he is going to progress his unit mode, he would probably need to get more swords, and that's when they would probably like introduce like the elves and no dwarves. They'd probably introduce the dwarves and actually help him out get stronger.
Or they will actually have poetry involved in this.
Interesting. Wow. How about you, Kiwi? What do you think about this?
Honestly, more.
Do you think it can evolve into something else?
Yeah, more arms.
More arms? This is not Ashura.
No, but I could see it though. If you think about
I
it.
see what you mean. I see what you mean.
So that's why I said I could see it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I think,
but I want it more surrounding. Like I guess you could say
more Mana Zone.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's see. I think for me, what it can evolve more into, I think his form itself, it's its form. I think it's not going to change from that point, like the armor and everything like that. I think that's all going to stay the same. But what I do think is his powers itself, of course, are going to expand and evolve. Just like we've seen Yami being able to do the dimensional slash, just as we've seen Mana Zone with his Mana Zone. Melioda can do full body, just fire armor, crazy stuff. I think with his magic, he's definitely going to be able to. It's definitely going to be able to evolve into something more. Definitely. Mm-hmm. But do we have any other questions, Kiwi?
Let me see. Let's see. All right. So, what do you think of the Black Balls helping them out? That's which.
Oh,
because it was a breaking question. Yeah.
So, what do we think about Black Bulls coming in and helping them out?
Yeah.
Hey, I want that to happen. Black Bulls need to come in. I think the Black Bulls need to save the day, and they need to put themselves on the pedestal to show that they are the best freaking squad. Because I think they're the best squad. You know, they're a bunch of hoodlums and drunks and stuff like that. And I think they need to come in and show and go get their freaking captain. I think they need to be the front runners of this whole thing. What do you think? What do you think, Soul?
What I think, I honestly want my wife Vanessa showing up.
Oh man, Vanessa! Oh god, his powers are way too overpowered. I see you.
Imagine Vanessa with Zora together. Like imagine the possibilities.
Oh man, I never thought of those two
trap magic with the
fight. That would be crazy. That would be so crazy because he would never get caught. He can just set up traps the whole time, and then her magic is literally just gonna allow him to slip through all of those. What do you think, Chili? What do you think about this?
It's a little difficult to tell because honestly, like I want to see them all come in and rescue Yami because that'd be like a whole family.
That would be awesome.
Makes sense.
But then again, I'm just curious if they're just gonna continue fighting before they go rescue Yami. But if they do, my question is knocked out of the game? Like, and Vanessa, I mean, yeah, it's just a whole baffle of questions of what could possibly happen now. But yes, I do want to see them all charge in to rescue Yami. And the whole changing fate thing with her cat, maybe she's learned enough to actually, go back a little bit in time for a specific individual and expanding Asta's union mode, maybe?
Oh,
you mean similar to William in sort of a way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool, actually. What about you, Kiwi? What do you think about that? Black Bulls coming in, or they should come in for this?
It's good because technically they're kind of like a family, so it's better to have them there.
Yeah,
I think it is too. I think definitely the team needs to be there. The squad needs to be there. I'm just saying, they need to be there. They need to start whooping some butt because now it's just they really need to take this part. We got other questions, Kiwi?
Yes. All right. So this is from Muninn. Where does this put Asta when it comes to power scale in anime and manga?
Captain all the way.
I would say.
Where does this put him? Oh man, I'll go first on this one. Could you and would you say he's stronger than the Wizard King at his best? Wizard King at his best?
Not yet. No.
I know people are gonna say why, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna put him in the category of Naruto and Sasuke.
What are you doing? No, with the show.
You're gonna wage war here. I mean, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say for me personally, I think this will put him under lip, under. Nah, stronger than him. I take that back. Under both the Wizard Kings, the first Wizard King and the second Wizard King. That puts him stronger than everyone on the. I'm just saying, in the Wizard Kingdom.
Even Yami.
Kingdom. Even Yami.
Really?
Because technically, Yami can't do a dimensional slash on his anti-magic.
Technically, no. But also, Asta can't really do anything when it comes to Yami's katana. And
Yami is still more skilled. That is true.
Yes, and not to mention, it's literally all about speed. So if Asta can't use his swords to break that dimensional slash, then there's really no guarding against it.
He also no longer has a katana.
No.
Let's be honest. He's just going to gamble his money away and try to win money back so he can pay for a new one.
Kiwi, what do you think? What do you think about this?
Honestly, the same thing. Like he's gonna just get a new one, and honestly, making him being a Wizard King and stuff is kind of like a bold statement. I
meant like power scaling wise.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like I would still put him in the captains, but I would not put him in the Wizard Kings.
Do you think he can beat the captains then?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could with some of them.
Like not Yami though. Not Yami.
All.
Okay. All right.
But I'm saying like I could see Familia and Asta's brother, but other than that, I don't see. Because you have Dorothy, who has a spatial.
Oh,
and then you have.
I don't know if you can cut through that, huh?
No,
actually,
and then
did.
Also, you have.
Oh, he did cut through that. Yeah, he did.
No, that's
in
Yami
the fight.
who caught it. That's Yami.
The fight. Asta actually caught the that magic in the tournament arc.
Yeah. Oh no, that was
that was Yami. Yami broke.
Oh,
you
guys are talking.
Okay. He used his dimension slash to actually cut through the dimension. And
I was thinking about when Dorothy was an elf. I'm trying to remember that fight.
They made her imagine herself in order for her to like counteract each other.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Chili, what do you think? What do you think about the power scaling of Asta? Where does this put him?
I feel like I'm 100% saying like this puts him on a captain scale to an extent, only because he has a time limit.
Yeah.
Not to mention he can't cut anything that's solid. So like William's tree magic, it's a tree. Asta may be able to cut the tree, but it's still a physical object that's being brought into the world, and it's more or less being enhanced by magic. I think his main disadvantages are real things and people that are faster than him. Because if anyone's faster than him, he can't counteract the magic.
That's a good way to think of that. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Next question. What do we have up there, Kiwi?
All right, we have from Catherine. She asked, what are the top 5 manga you have read and not from the mainstream?
Oh, that are not from the mainstream. Top 5 mangas you read right now. We read right now that's not mainstream. Oh God. Top 5. What are the top 5 mangas that I read that are not mainstream? Let me see.
Define mainstream.
I got quite a few actually. You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna start it off while you guys look at yours. I don't know if this is mainstream. It's definitely not mainstream. I take that back. So you know what? Top 5 right now. I think I'm gonna go with mangas and manhwas and webtoons. Okay, so things that I'm reading right now. Top 5. I think I would definitely go with. Where is it? I think it's Solo Leveler. That's one. That's one of the top 5 that I'm reading right now.
No, that's include mainstream. No.
Is it? Is that mainstream?
I mean, it's not animated yet, so I don't know.
No, it's mainstream. They're talking about manga.
Yeah. I said manga, manhwa, all of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what?
That's mainstream.
Something that's not mainstream. The reincarnation magic. The reincarnation magician of the inferior eye. That's one. I will go with. No, that's mainstream. I can't pick that one. The wrong way to use healing magic. That's two. That's two. Let's see. How to fight. That's three. The returner's magic should be special. And release that witch. I think those are my five top ones that I'm reading that aren't mainstream. Definitely.
Mine's
is
welcome. Mine's would be the one with redo healer.
Oh my god!
Oh my! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
The manga though. The manga.
I knew it! I knew it.
Before it got mainstream, yeah.
What else?
I would have to go with the Snow White.
Oh yes, that's
okay.
That's a great one.
Also, I would go with Romeo and Juliet. There's an anime called Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I actually saw that.
That one. Keep going.
And also, there was a series that I really liked reading in the manga. I forgot what it is called.
What that you're currently reading?
Currently reading. I would say in the manga section, I would have to go with like the villains, like
Villains.
I got reincarnated as a villain, but I have too many routes, like flag routes.
It's called Flag. What?
Too many. That series.
And the next one, last one.
I would have to go with the Shield Hero.
Shield Hero. Oh, nice.
That's mainstream.
Nice. That's good.
That's mainstream.
Let's see. Chili, what do you think? Give me five mangas, manhwas, webtoons, whichever it is. Five that you're currently reading that is not mainstream.
Unfortunately, I haven't been really reading too much lately. I think the last main one I finished was B Gotta HK.
Okay.
I thought about starting. I don't know if you guys are considering it mainstream because I mean it's pretty popular now. But quintuplets, I was actually about to start that.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not mainstream really. It is big. It is really big, but it's not technically mainstream. But I like quintuplets was good.
Solo leveling is on my list.
Yeah, you said it was mainstream, Q. I don't think it's mainstream. I know some Korean people and they don't know nothing about it.
It is mainstream.
But you're right.
And the other one that's got my eye is I just want to know how it plays out is Rent a Girlfriend. I'm a very big fan of Slice of Life.
That's actually mainstream. That is mainstream, but at the same time, it is really good actually.
I think that's it I have right now on my list. I don't really have that many.
You know what? I was talking to you the other day. I actually started that one. There it is. After being rejected, I saved and took in a high school runaway.
Yes, I actually just started watching that anime, so I was thinking about actually catching up on that too.
So I'm just gonna say this right now for anyone who actually saw the first episode and stuff.
I read the manga for it, just to let you know that.
Exactly, the manga for that is really freaking good. I know it comes off a little weirdishly lewd, but he's like a great guy and stuff. As it goes along, it has really good content. Like the writing's really good, and it's not what you think. It doesn't go that direction. It's really good story writing. It actually goes deep into why she was trying to find somewhere to live and stuff. And so, what about you? What is your top five? What do you think, dude?
Top five. Well, one would have to be manga.
Yep.
It would have to be Akagame ga Kill.
That you're currently still reading?
Reading / finished.
Okay.
I'm still keeping on reading since the anime is. I don't really like the anime version of it.
Yeah,
I think the manga did way better job of
reading it
executing. Yeah, the manga is definitely way better. I would have to say Code Geass.
Mhm. Oh,
But that
Uh,
says
yeah,
mainstream.
that's
That's a
mainstream. That's
mainstream.
mainstream though.
okay.
Something not mainstream.
Unfortunately, Shield Hero was already said.
Oh, you can still say it.
Uh,
Doesn't matter.
okay, so Shield Hero.
Shield Hero.
Let's see. Death Note. I need to still keep on watching it
Oh.
because the manga is long.
Mhm.
To actually like keep on watching my pen on because they keep on hidden stuff on the anime. I've said 3 including Shield Hero right now.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me see. We have what is it? What's it? For right now, this is all there is to it.
What is that one called?
I think that's it.
Oh, that's it for you.
I
You know what? Actually,
I don't remember on top of
uh,
my head.
mhm. I'm actually gonna start closing the rest of this out while you're thinking of that.
Yeah.
At
Oh, we
this
have one
moment.
more question. We have last one
Oh,
question.
Okay.
okay.
One last
What's the
one. Go ahead.
question. This is from Noor. He said, what is Mars power getting if he does show up?"
Oh,
Oh man.
he needs to show up. Like he needs to.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know what? That's very interesting. You know what? Anyone want to start off with this for Mars?
I will
I
start
will.
with this.
I will.
Hey,
I
we'll go with
will.
Kiwi first. Go with Kiwi first.
Actually, with his traps, I feel like he can make a bigger traps
Oh,
and of
Mars.
how.
Mars or Zora?
Yeah, Mars. He said Mars.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Mars.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
the diamond guy.
I have a
The
theory on
Yeah.
this
diamond.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has like diamond
the
magic and
crystal
stuff like that.
magic.
He makes super swords and stuff.
Yep.
oh, that one. I want
Yeah.
to see what different kinds of form he can use to that. Like, can the stronger he gets, one the stronger, because diamonds are strong. So
Yeah.
I want to see what he can make out of the diamond and fire combination to the point.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Because one time he can only use fire and stuff and thing, but they
Yeah.
can't really combine it. So I want to see a combination of out of the two.
Okay. All right. What about you? What about you, Soul?
What I want him to actually be is hopefully it would be because he's really cool character.
Mhm.
He's an awesome character with sad backstory, but everyone has to have sad backstory here and there. I want him to team up with Asta again to take
Okay.
out the devils because if you think about it, the crystal anti-magic.
Mhm.
Crystal
Oh,
anti-magic.
that would be interesting.
Because the crystal magic can actually enhance Asta's magic. If Mars would actually use magic on Asta and make his sword able to shoot the crystal.
Oh,
Oh, you're
that would
talking
be
about the Demon Dweller sword, like
Yeah.
mixing the powers together.
But wouldn't it like negate it somehow?
No,
No.
because remember the Demon Dweller sword takes in his takes in magic and then
Attack.
absorbs it.
Oh,
Yeah. It takes attack and then
oh man, that'd be awesome. That's interesting. I like that. I like that. So nice.
I want him to actually use mana zone.
His mannerism would be pretty interesting. I think his just accumulate diamonds and be shooting stuff everywhere.
Yep.
what about you, Chili? What do you think is going to happen if Mars comes into this situation? What do you think is going to happen?
This is a very vague theory, or not really vague, more of a push, because this is what I want to see happen. I mean, we already have Diamond is like a rock, right? So we already have the wind spirit, we have the fire spirit, and we have a water spirit.
Oh, I
We
see.
don't have that rock spirit yet. And if Mars comes in with like the earth rock spirit, I mean, oh god, he will have like a major boost in power.
Yeah, he will. Oh boy.
Oh, I was just, you know what? I was watching a YouTube video the other day talking about spirits and stuff like that, and they were saying something about if there was like a I think he said gnome. I think he said there was like a gnome spirit that controls Earth and stuff like that, and if he got it, oh my god,
Yeah. Oh.
crazy. If he had an Earth spirit and they just came in, and you know what? I like Mars. I like Mars a lot, and I think if they kind of made it like so that from his kingdom, of course,
Yeah.
that he's gonna race to the top in his kingdom, plain and simple. And I
Do
think
you think he's gonna be the Wizard King in that area further?
who knows? They kind of built it up like it could possibly be a thing. And since he's becoming a good person, he is a good person now.
Yeah.
It might make
Well,
sense for him
he
to
used to be.
change that that kingdom.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. That'd be very interesting.
Even though the kingdom got completely by the.
And Kiwi, do we have any more questions or anything like that?
Let me see. Nope, that is it.
All right. Hey, guys, at this time, is there anything from the host that you guys want to add before I end this?
Nope. I got everything what I want to say.
Hey, everyone's good? All right. Hey, guys, that actually wraps it all up for us. Be sure to watch our podcast. Again, we go live at 3 p.m. CST and 9 p.m. CET every Monday and every Friday. This week, though, we will not be doing it Friday because One Piece is actually going on a break. So make sure you stay tuned for Mondays for Black Clover, and then not this week, but the next week for One Piece on Friday. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to see more of this content, follow our social medias, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and comment below. One big thank you from all of us from Otaku International. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.